It's after 9. Where's Patty?
She went bowling with Richard, Uncle Martin.
How was that concert last night, Kath?
Oh, it was wonderful. They played a Brahms piano concerto.
Couldn't you get Patty to go with you to a concert one of these evenings?
I've tried. I don't think she's very interested. Let's face it, she's a peasant.
Well, there's nothing wrong with bowling.
Oh, of course not, only I'd like her to be well-rounded.
I don't think you have to worry about Patty, Uncle Martin.
I agree. She's a perfectly normal teenager.
Hi, Troops.
Hello, darling. How was the bowling?
Checky.
Checky?
Yeah. There was this artsy Kraft Candy who thought he was chairman of the board. He started to gleep this ice cube, but he was a real pebble.
All your mother asked was how the bowling was.
Morty.
She's a perfectly normal teenager.
What did I say?
Who knows?
Translation. Patty said that a boy who thought he was important tried to make a date with a girl, but didn't get anywhere. That's what I said. You know, it's a good thing I have a broad back. And a fat head. Listen, you little monkey.
Children, truce. Ross, it's almost your bedtime.
All right. Hey, look at this. How do you rate as a teenager? I took that test. It was fun. Yeah? What'd you score? An 85. Is that all? I'll show you how to get 100. Charm consists of appearance, attitude, and good manners. Answer the following questions honestly. Are you always careful to use proper English? Are you neat? How do you treat your brothers and sisters? Do you make a good impression on strangers? This is a cinch. And you only got an 85?
You know, I enjoy taking those silly tests.
Oh, some of them aren't so silly. They're based on sound psychological principles.
This one was a breeze. Yes, you're on page 87. Papa.
Hmm?
Did you say these tests make sense?
Yeah. Why?
I just flunked teenage.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Lying here in the dark, Patty? What's the matter? Nothing. You're not still upset because you failed that test, are you? Those tests don't mean anything. Oh, yes, they do. Those psychologists are no dopes. You're a failure. I bet I'm the only teenager in America who flunked that test. There's not a thing in the world wrong with you. I have no charm. I'm sloppy, immature, selfish, and uncooperative. Big fat zero. Patty. I laughed at your 85. Do you know what I got? A 10. Subhuman. Patty, you're being silly. I'm a nothing. Well, if you really feel this way about yourself, why don't you do something about it? What can I do? I'm hopeless. Work on the things that bother you. If there's something in your character you don't like, change it. Oh, it'd take me years. I wouldn't be a teenager anymore. I'm afraid to get married and have children if they turn out to be like me. I don't think you have to worry about that. If you don't stop the self-pity, I don't think you'll ever be able to get another date. Thank you, Kathy. For what? For being honest with me. I give up. Kathy? Yes? Would you turn out the light, please? Richard.
Hi, Kath.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thanks. Where's Patty? We're going skating.
Oh, good. She should get out. Patty? Patty? Try to cheer her up, will you, Richard?
Cheer Patty up? She's always cheering me up. Half a minute, Patty Lane, we always call her. She sick or something?
No. She just failed Eagle. Did you call me? You have a visitor. Hello, Richard Harrison.
Hello, Patty Lane. Are you ready?
Ready?
We had a date to go skating, remember?
You've been very patient with me all these years. I wish to thank you.
What's the matter with her? What's wrong?
Oh, Richard, I'm a loser. You wouldn't want to go out with me. Why don't you go call Sue Ellen?
You're asking me to call Sue Ellen? You're my girl.
You don't know the real me. I mean, I was fooled. No, I'm not going out with anyone anymore, Richard. Ever.
I've seen you in some kooky moves, but this one's really far out.
You see? I've even poisoned you with my slang. The English language is a thing of beauty. And I've taught you to mangle it.
Patty, why don't I come back when you're feeling better?
No, please take her with you.
No, thanks. I'm already beginning to feel depressed. I'll call you when you're back to your old self. Do something with her, will you? Oh, boy.
Poor Richard. He's been so patient. I don't deserve him. You won't have to worry about it if you keep this up. Sue Ellen will have him. I used to be such a happy, ignorant kid. I wish I'd never seen that test. So does Brooklyn Heights. I do. You do what? I do. I do. I found the answer. I'm gonna be all right. Mrs. Selby School for Models. Do you want more charm? Do you want more self-confidence? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to think tall? She's done it again.
Je suis pour tes mots, petit popo. Bonsoir, bonsoir. You were saying?
I hope you can help me, Mrs. Selby.
Well, I'm sure we can. There's an enormous demand for teenage models.
Well, I wasn't exactly interested in modeling. I just want to join the human race again.
Well, our courses are designed to instill self-confidence.
That's for me. I want to think tall again.
We'll teach you your ABCs here. Attitude, brightness, charm. You'll think tall.
That's for me.
Our course is $60 a semester.
That's a little taller than I had in mind.
Well, you can take time to pay for it. And, of course, if we get you a modeling job, well, then we'll just deduct your tuition from that.
Hey, that's the bidder. When do we start hacking?
Immediately. First of all, I think we'll start you on a language course.
Yeah? What language?
English. Once more, please.
The chill in Brazil is mostly on the hill.
No, let's try that again. Very clearly now. I want elegance. Patty, may we hear you alone, please?
The chill in Brazil is mostly on the hill.
Well, that's a little better. Remember, a lady speaks...
What?
Softly. Oh. The world judges you in how you move, talk, and look. Now then, Patty, may we see you walk, please?
You mean... walk? Nothing special, but... just walk. Nothing to it. I've been doing it all my life.
I'm afraid you've been doing it wrong all of your life.
It's been getting me there.
When you walk, you keep your shoulders erect, your head high, place one foot directly in front of the other, and above all...
Being tall?
That's right. Now, would you try it again, please? Well, that's a little better, but couldn't you try to be more graceful? Glide like this.
Your legs are longer than mine.
Yes. I want you to practice at home. Try walking around with some books on your head. If they keep falling off, then you're not gliding. You may be seated, please.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's enough for today. Now, girls, remember, speak softly and clearly. Move gracefully and glidingly, and don't forget the Mona Lisa smile.
Mrs. Selby?
Yes?
I wasn't here for the Mona Lisa smile bit.
Well, it's the smile that gives a woman mystery and makes her irresistible to men. I'm sure you've seen pictures of the painting.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah.
Let me see that Mona Lisa smile. Class dismissed.
I don't see how walking around like a Zulu is going to help you. Oh, you'd be surprised. Mrs. Selby works on the whole woman. Walking. Talking. Hello out there. I'm beginning to feel taller already. No wonder. Your head is coming to a point. Oh, I'll remember that, cousin, when I'm strong enough to defend myself. Patty, you know I didn't mean it like that. It's just that you're taking all this so seriously. Oh, sure, it's only my life. Why, you can afford to be smug. You're an 85. I'm only a 10. I see. Now, if you'll excuse me, I shall return to work.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girls, I have some wonderful news for you. This is Mr. Pell, the famous commercial photographer. Patty, please sit down. Mr. Pell is here to select a few photographic models for the new advertising campaign he's doing.
Thank you, Mrs. Selby. I'll be able to use 3 models this time, but I may be calling on you again next week. Now, let me see. You, miss. And you, please. And you.
Would you pass the stew, please?
Oh, do you like it?
No, I'm just hungry.
What? The soap?
The salt. Does your throat hurt? No, of course not. Lady, speak softly.
I'll bet they don't get much salt.
Patty thinks she's gonna be a model.
Why don't you mind your own business?
You are my business. I'm dedicating the rest of my life to making you miserable.
That may not be very long, brother dear.
All right, children. This is a dinner table, not a battlefield. You really interested in being a model?
No. I'm going to this school for personal reasons.
Do you remember Sue Doodash?
Sure. That chubby little kid who used to live next door?
She's not a chubby little kid anymore. I ran into her this morning at the market. She's one of New York's top models now.
Sue Doodash?
Only she's changed her name. Now she's called Dee Dee Doodash.
I've seen her pictures. She does bathing suit ads. She must be the one I've seen in soap ads and automobile ads and ads. Her face must be on every billboard in the country. Imagine being that famous for just sitting around posing.
I'll bet she's rich, too. How much do models make?
I don't know.
Top models can make around $100 an hour.
$100 a... No, Patty. Will you quit that?
What did she do?
She's reading my mind again.
And so remember, girls, harmony is the key note. A serene mind produces a serene body. Mr. Pell, how nice to see you.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, that's perfectly all right. Girls, you all remember Mr. Pell? He's here to select some more models.
Yes. I'll need 3 girls today for one of our most important clients. Now, let me see. Let me see. You, miss. And, you, please. One more. You. What did you say?
Yippee. And then he pointed to me and said you. It was a finger of fate.
Are you really going to be on the billboards, Patty?
Yes, Richard. Wherever you look, there'll be me. That sounds terribly exciting.
Is this a definite offer, Patty?
Yes, and it isn't just for one ad. Mr. Pell says he wants me to star in a whole series of them. I'm going to be a one-woman campaign.
I think it's marvelous.
My face will belong to the ages.
It already looks it.
Gee, Patty, you're going to be kind of busy from now on, aren't you?
I'll never be too busy for any of my old friends, Richard.
I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
I suppose it will be embarrassing to go to theaters and restaurants and be recognized by everyone. But then again, I guess I'll learn to live with it. That's the price one must pay for fame.
I think I'd wait until I was famous before I started paying the price.
Talking about that, how much are they going to pay you?
Well, I start at $10 an hour, but I'll work my way up, don't worry.
You mean they're gonna pay you $10 an hour to just sit there?
To sit there and be me.
Can you get me a job?
I'll find out if they have any horror pictures coming out.
Well, it does seem like an awfully easy way to make money. Just sit there and have someone take your picture.
Other people's jobs always look easy to an outsider. I'll bet it's not quite the gravy train it sounds.
Well, as a working model, Papa, I think that I know a little more about it than you do. All one has to do is to sit there and look glamorous.
Smile.
Wait a minute!
Now smile. Now smile. Hold it quiet, everybody. Smile. 1, 2, 3, go.
Is that you, Patty?
Yes, Mom.
Hi, honey.
Hi. It's 9 o'clock and you've already made $30.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Okay. You know how it is.
No, we don't. But we're really interested. It must be quite a feeling to just sit around for 3 hours and collect $30.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, it is. I can't wait for the billboards to come out.
Would you be in magazines, too?
I'll be everywhere. Wherever you look, you'll see me. I think that's wonderful, Patty. I was very wrong about this. I thought you were going to get into trouble.
Yeah. Looks like this little adventure turned out pretty well, huh?
If you want to sign some autographs, I've already got 6 customers for them.
I don't think so.
We can get a quarter apiece. That's 13 cents for me and 12 for you.
No,
13 cents for you and 12 for me?
nothing for me. You haven't got a celebrity for a sister. You've got a laughing stock.
What are you talking about?
Jinx Lane. The joke of Madison Avenue. Didn't you pose for the pictures, Patty? Sure. When I wasn't too busy dodging. Have you ever had a cream pie thrown in your face? Or seltzer squirted at you?
Is that what they did to you?
I'm not a model. I'm a target.
Oh, darling.
I can never show my face in school again.
Of course you can.
Not after those pictures come out. You don't know how silly I looked.
And I don't care. Look at it this way, Patty. Those advertising people wanted to illustrate a point. And they chose you because you were more suitable for their advertisements than anyone else. You were hired to do a job, and you did it.
You think so?
Of course. Well, it didn't turn out quite the way you hoped, but, well, things have a way of taking funny bounces in life when you least expect it.
I guess I was too interested in the glamour part of it.
Well, then you've learned something.
I sure have. I'm not glamorous. I'm nobody. I flunked teenage. Do you know what I got in that test? 10. I'm a nothing. Big fat 0. Oh, here you are. Yes, here we are.
Why'd you run away from us?
Wasn't running. Just walking fast. Didn't you hear us call you as you passed the malt shop? I guess I didn't feel much like a malt. Because of this. You saw them.
Sure, everybody's talking about them.
Yeah, I'll bet they are.
I think it's great.
You do? So do I. Look. I think it's a very effective campaign. I guess it is. Patty, you've made a great contribution to the American educational system. 'Cause I love you.
Yeah, Patty, you're quite a girl. What are you doing tonight?
Rich, do you know what I'm gonna let you do? I'm gonna let you buy me a malt.
It's a deal.
Coming, Cat? Just as soon as I finish this test. It looks very interesting. Let's see, maybe I can help you. Oh, no. Let's go.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're
walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Tom, I know the New York Query headlined the story. I have it right here in front of me. But we're not going to use it. Now, as long as I'm editor of the Chronicle, we will never resort to this kind of journalism. All right.
What kind of journalism?
New York Query.
Lion Tamer marries elephant boy?
Who reads trash like this?
I don't know.
Papa, fasten your seatbelt. You'll never guess what happened in school today.
Let's see now. You passed geometry.
Oh, hello, Kathy.
Hello, Aunt Natalie. Uncle Martin. Patty received quite an honor today. You are looking at the new editor-in-chief of the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle. In person.
Patty, that's wonderful.
2 newspapermen in the family now.
Like father, like daughter.
Like, wow. And my first official act was to give Kathy a job. Patty's appointed me to write the editorials.
I guess we ought to celebrate.
Papa, I need some advice from you.
Now, I know we ought to celebrate.
I'll go buy some Magnum Multis.
See, I want to make the Bugle a paper that everybody in school will read.
Uh-huh. Well, first of all, make sure the news you print is fresh and accurate. You find out everything that's happening in school, socially and in the classes. Second, make it interesting. Hit your readers at a level they'll really understand.
In our school, that means we'll have to print it in crayon.
If I were you, I'd model school newspaper after a successful city paper.
You mean like that one? The New York Query?
I should hope not. Honey, this is a scandal sheet. You can't copy a paper like that. No, I'd suggest that you use a paper like mine, say the Chronicle. Now, we don't appeal to everybody, but we do have 828,000 readers.
So if we pattern the school paper after the Chronicle, we're bound to have a popular paper.
I would think so. Well, I've got to go wash up.
Papa,
Yeah?
how many people read the Query?
The Query has a circulation of 5.5 million readers every day.
5.5 million?
Yeah?
And only 828,000 read your paper?
That's right, Patty. But numbers do not necessarily mean quality. You just remember that.
Kathy, when you look like that, I'm afraid to ask. But what? Well, I think I understand what Papa means. But when the entire circulation of the Bugle is 38 kids, I think we'll go for numbers.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Come on, Richard, I'm going to be late.
So what? I thought we had this date for this afternoon. Now all of a sudden you've got this meeting.
I can't help it. The principal called a meeting of the newspaper staff. I'm the editor. I have to be there.
I don't know why you think it's such a big deal being editor of the paper. Nobody in school reads it. It's Dullsville.
Well, it's important to me. Don't forget, my father's a newspaper editor. Oh, hi, Mary. I have to show him that I'm as good a newspaper man as he is. Patty, where have you been? You're late. The principal's waiting for us. All right, let's go in.
Oh, what about me?
Richard, I'm going to be busy fulfilling my family heritage, following in my father's footsteps. I'm afraid I won't have much time to see you anymore, unless you're newsworthy.
Huh?
Well, if you win a medal or make a hit record or something.
We had a date.
Sorry, Richard. My career comes first. Kathy? Bye.
And though the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle has yet to gain student acceptance, I know that it will be a success in the capable hands of its new editor, Patty Lane.
Mr. Brewster, as our principal, you have the thanks of the entire staff of the Bugle. Right, staff? Right.
Right.
And I know that my staff here will help me get the paper into orbit. They're a go-getting bunch of news hawks that any paper in the country would be proud of.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Brewster. We won't let you down. Staff, here's a copy of the New York Query. Headline: Cowboy star sues horse for breach of contract. Now, here's a copy of the Bugle. Right?
Right.
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 Headline: Biology class field trip discovers new vein of Devonian strata under football stadium. Query: 5.5 million readers. Bugle: 38 readers. That means that 5,499,962 people are more interested in cowboys than Devonian strata. Right?
Right.
Wrong. Patty, I think... Sorry, Kath, you're overruled. From now on, the Bugle is going to be run like the Query. Now, Alice, you cover the cafeteria beat. You're in there all the time anyhow. Now, if you hear anything that sounds like news, any gossip or anything, any rumors, write it down. George, George! You've got to be a human dynamo. Go from one end of the school to the other. Interview all the teachers, cover all the classes.
Anything you say, Patty.
On second thought, you stay here and ink the Mimeo machine. Kathy, I want sock-em editorials. Something like, do the girls of the student body have the right to wear culottes? Philip?
Yes, I'm the poetry editor.
Not anymore, you're not. You just got a haircut. You're our new crime reporter.
Crime? But there's no crime around here.
Create some. Come on now, staff. Let's go out there and show them that when it comes to reporting, we're the most.
Right.
Where have you been? You're late for rehearsal.
I had to park my bike.
Junior theater rehearsal. Positively no admittance. That can't mean me. Freedom of the press and all that. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? All right, so it's a private rehearsal. Some freedom of the press. Thank you very much. I'm a reporter. You got a hot story on the cafeteria? No. You got a hot pastrami on rye?
When's your next rumble?
I beg your pardon.
I'm from the Bugle. I'm looking for stories about romance, scandal, slander. Anybody got anything for me?
I've got just the kind of story you're looking for.
Richard, I love you. What is it?
One of the girls in my class tossed aside the man she loved for a career.
That's great. What's her name?
Patty Lane.
Oh, Richard, that's no story. You know us paper men don't write scandals about themselves. So you see, Mr. Brewster, we call it Advice to the Students from the Principal and feature it every week in the paper.
I'd be delighted, Kathy. Because of the interest in the space program, I would like to see more of our students taking an interest in higher mathematics. And you may quote me.
Yes, sir.
May I say, Kathy, that I admire your spirit? I can see that the Bugle is going to be a paper that we can be very proud of.
I got him in the palm of my hand. He can't move.
Sure, but how are you going to keep a thing like this quiet?
I'll take care of him.
If he croaks in front of the teacher, you're in trouble.
Boy, that story. Okay, fellas. Either tell it to me or tell it to the fudge. Not one good story. Not one.
I couldn't find any crime anywhere, and I looked all over.
I know. It's depressing. What kind of a school is this?
I even went to the school library. You know, there's not one book overdue.
Well, don't feel too bad. None of us got any place. I got a toothache. I got a story. Let's see it. Advice to the students from the principal. Oh, get this. Because of the growing importance of space engineering, students should take a more active interest in higher mathematics. That's a real gas cap. I'm sorry, Patty. It was the best I could do. Look at the query. Mayor loses $1 million. They get a nice big scandal. Me? I get advice from the principal. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't really a scandal. The mayor didn't actually lose $1 million. The city council cut his budget. It seems to me that all the query does is to take a dull story and give it misleading headlines. That's how they sell newspapers. And I think it's shameful. Gives me an idea. Patty, first thing I'm going to do is change this headline. Patty, advice to the students from the principal. Give it a little grammar. That should do it. Big Daddy speaks. Look at that. Our first edition.
I like that Big Daddy Speaks. Makes pitch for numbers racket. Patty, that's class.
This one's a real blast. Big drop in crime rate.
That sounds better than if we actually had any crime.
I think we've gone too far.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. You caught me right in the middle of an editorial conference. Why does the Junior Theater have a closed set? Good?
Great.
Because they're secretly rehearsing a scorching new drama about teenage delinquents who defy their parents and elope.
Okay, big editor. I'm going out and find myself a new girlfriend.
Oh, Richard, I didn't mean to... Richard? He'll come back. I hope. Patty, I'm worried. I think that before we show this to the principal, we should get an expert's opinion on it. Be glad to give you one. It's great. Suppose Mr. Brewster didn't like the paper. He might be expelled or something. Just what I've been saying. We have to find an expert.
You're the daughter of the managing editor of the Chronicle, and you want advice from me, the editor of the Query?
That's right. You see, sir, we modeled our class paper after the Query.
You copied my paper instead of your father's. Wait till I see Martin at the press club.
We'd like to know your opinion of the paper, Mr. Rogers.
May I see it?
Yeah. We thought we'd come to an expert.
Well, there's a mistake right here at the beginning.
There is?
In one column, you say there's a big drop in the crime rate, and in another column, you say that the principal makes a pitch for the numbers racket. Now, when you set up a front, a big drop in the crime rate.
We have no crime rate. That is to speak of.
The numbers racket. Did your principal really say this? Is all this true?
Well, in a way. You see, what he meant was...
What about this play they're keeping under cover? The juvenile delinquents who run away and elope. Is the school doing that play?
Yeah. It's in rehearsal now if you want to see it. Except it's a closed set.
I understand. Well, girls, thanks for bringing me the paper.
Is it all right?
The paper? Oh, it's fine. Just fine. You've done a good job.
I told you.
Well, thanks for coming in. Miss Johnson will show you the way out.
Thank you.
Say hello to your father for me. Pete, I've got a story for the late edition. Wait till you see it. Wait till the Chronicle sees it. And Pete, you'll never guess what a liberal education they're getting in Brooklyn nowadays.
Uncle Martin, what's a 5-letter word for disastrous confusion? I'll get it!
P-A-T-T-Y.
I forgive you.
That puts you one up on me.
Mr. Brewster.
Patty, who is it? It's Big Daddy. Then the paper goes on to say, what kind of principle is it that allows the school drama club to put on a play about rebellious juveniles who run off and get married against their parents' wishes?
That was Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and... Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Well, it goes on to say that the students seem to be more interested in crime than education. Oh, yes. It says that Patty is your daughter, that you are the managing editor of the Chronicle.
When I goof, it's a beaut. I'm beginning to understand what you meant by numbers and quality, Papa.
Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Mr. Lane, I have already received a call from the superintendent of schools telling me to cooperate with any investigation the query might make.
Oh, boy.
And a threatening call from some patriotic group who intimated that they are putting on a Brewster Tea Party, during which they will dump me in the New York harbor.
Oh, boy. We're so sorry, Mr. Brewster.
How could this have happened, Patty?
I didn't mean to start all this trouble, Papa. I just wanted to put out an exciting newspaper.
Young lady, never. I repeat, never go near that newspaper office again.
Yes, sir. It's not fair, Patty. What happened wasn't all your fault. Some of the blame belongs to Mr. Rogers in the New York Query. He knew all the time those news items were innocent. Oh, who thought everybody would pay so much attention to our creepy old class paper? If only we had put out a paper with stories written in a way no one could misunderstand. You mean with English subtitles? I suppose you could say that. Kathy, I've got an idea. Not again, Patty. Just suppose we could print one more edition of the Bugle, explaining that it was the Query that made all the fuss. What good would that do? Well, then we'd hope that the other papers in town would print our second edition like the Query printed the first. Then everybody put the blame where it belongs. Mr. Rogers and his newspaper. That would be wonderful, Patty. But I'm afraid it's impossible. Why? Because Mr. Brewster told you can't print another newspaper. He warned you against going to the newspaper office again. Yeah, but just... Patty, if you keep this up, we're definitely going to be expelled. It's absolutely out of the question. Don't you agree? I guess so. But let's sleep on it anyway.
Oh, no.
What is it?
It's from Patty. Dear Popo, stop the presses. When you get this letter, I will be down at the Bugle putting out the last edition. I'd appreciate it if you'd come down there as soon as you get this note. That's 30.
That's 30. What does that mean?
That's newspaper talk for this is the end. You better get dressed.
Patty, I'm scared. Will you stop worrying? We've got a paper to print, and there's no one else in the building but us. Are you certain? It's too early for anybody to be here. I guarantee it.
Kathy? Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Mr. Brewster.
I think you know Mr. Rogers.
Yes, it's nice to see you again.
You're here bright and early looking for some more news?
Not exactly.
Where's Patty?
Patty?
Morning, Mr. Brewster.
Morning, Phil. Well, I admire your ambition, but I'm curious to know why you students are here an hour before the opening bell.
We promised Patty we'd help her get out the Bugle.
You what? You know anything about this?
A little, sir.
The Bugle has been banned.
For printing the truth.
For distorting it.
Kathy, is everything all right?
It will be, Aunt Natalie.
Morning, Mr. Brewster. Walter.
Hello, Martin. You came to get in on the kill, huh?
I came because my daughter left me a note asking me to be here.
It was headed, "Stop the presses." Where is Patty?
She's in there.
In there? Patty was forbidden to go near the newspaper office again. I'm sorry, Mr. Lane, but I cannot have our students flouting the rules.
Come on in, Kath. I'm almost through. You know, Mr. Brewster was right. I wasn't putting out a newspaper. I was putting out a circus. Patty, you know what hurts the most, Kath? I let Popo down. He's the greatest newspaper editor in the business. I think a little of that would have rubbed off on me, wouldn't you? He said, "Don't worry about where your readers are. Just write the truth and they'll find you." I was going to be the best editor this newspaper ever had. I guess I'm the worst. Oh. Here's my final edition of the Bugle. I printed my apology to the whole school in a box on the front page. Think it's big enough? Welcome to the closing of the Bugle. I'm sorry, Mr. Brewster. I know you told me not to come near the office again. I just wanted to make up for some of the trouble I caused. May I see that, Patty? Everyone who has respect for himself must tell the truth as he knows it. The editor of a newspaper has this obligation to a greater degree than others. It doesn't matter whether he has 1,000,000 readers or 38 readers. To distort the truth, to take away its meaning, to tarnish its shining brightness, is a step backward into darkness. Because I have not lived up to this concept, I have justifiably been removed by our principal as your editor. Signed, Patty Lane.
I can't accept that.
I know, Mr. Brewster. I shouldn't have printed it without your permission.
What I meant was that I can't accept that last sentence.
You mean I'm still editor?
If they throw you off of the paper, you can come down and edit mine.
Oh, darling.
Congratulations, Chief. What to say? What time is it? It's 8:30. We go to press in an hour. I have to find a new story for the front page. You see if you can dig up any items. I still have half a column to fill. Well, make sure they're legitimate. Don't worry, I will. Oh. I think I have an item for you. Good, what? I don't think you're going to like this one, Patty. Don't be silly. This is the newspaper business. Let the chips fall where they may. I think they just fell on Sally Ann.
Hi, Printers, Inc.
Hello, Patty, Kathy, Sally Ann, Mr. Harrison. I'm sorry, Patty. Don't be. That's the newspaper game. Take tomorrow's lead. Student editor jilted again. I love you, Patty.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
English. What a crazy mixed-up language. Oh, I'd like to get my hands on whoever invented the nominative case. Whomever? That's what I said. Exams make me nervous. They shouldn't, Patty. Not if you know the subject. Guess that's why they make me nervous. Kathy, I have the spookiest feeling. So I'm being stalked. We both are. By exam week. Let's keep studying. Kathy, I could swear there's someone in the room with us. Yes, Patty. Big Brother is watching. You can invent the most exotic reasons to avoid studying. I guess you're right. It's just battle fatigue. What is it now? Big Brother isn't watching Kathy, but Little Brother is.
Ross,
What were you doing down there?
me? I was just passing by.
Come clean. What were you up to?
Nothing, sis. I was just trying to take your picture.
Why were you being so sneaky?
I want an unposed snapshot. You look so pretty that way.
I think that's sweet. I smell a small mouse. What were you going to do with the picture after you got it?
Show the kids at school what a beautiful sister I have.
Last week you said I was a creepy dragon.
No, I didn't. I said you were a creepy, scaly dragon. But that was last week, sis. You've changed a lot. Please let me snap you, Patty.
Forget it. Oh, what harm can it do? I wish I could figure out what your angle is. I'm sure he hasn't any. Okay. One picture.
Thanks. Say cheese.
Cheese.
Thanks a million, sis. You're not a creepy, scaly dragon anymore.
Funny kid. I guess that deep down he really has some feeling for me. And I mean deep down. I'm sure he does. Yes, sir? It's possible my brother the Fiend is finally joining the human race.
Did you get it? Yep, mission accomplished. Boy, women sure are suckers for flattery.
Did you tell her what it's for?
Nah, what she doesn't know won't hurt her. Boy, imagine Patty being worth a TV set.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Ross, if Patty wins the contest, how will you keep her from finding out?
Easy. No one in the family reads the New York Metropolitan.
But if Patty wins, won't they write her a letter?
I'll intercept it.
Even if you do, won't they send a TV set to Patty?
Not if I call them and tell them I'm picking it up for her.
Boy, you've thought of everything, haven't you?
Patty just better win, that's all. Why is this so important, Russ? Promise you won't tell anybody? I'm giving this set to my folks as an anniversary present.
Wow, you're the last of the big-time spenders.
It's a special anniversary, their 20th. This time it's going to be the gift that counts.
Hey, it says here the contestant should include a brief biography of herself.
Biography?
Family background, hobbies, special abilities, and musical talents.
And it's my luck to be stuck with a no-talent sister. I'll have to make something up.
Make it up?
Sure, who's going to know? Let's see. It's got to be exciting. I was born in Paris, France. My father was an ace pilot shot down over Normandy. After escaping from prison camp, Dad met my mother, a baroness serving as a spy in the French.
There, that part's finally finished. It's beautiful, Patty. Your mother will love it.
I hope so. But I better get started on Papa's. His and hers.
I wish I could knit like that.
So I can knit. And you can sing an aria and order dinner in almost every country in Europe.
Well, a continental childhood has its drawbacks. I was 15 before I saw my first banana split. Ross, how many times do I have to tell you? Knock before you come in.
Okay. Come in. Can I borrow an encyclopedia? Yeah, it's downstairs. And remember to put it back where you got it. Don't worry. What's that?
Patty's anniversary gift. Matched skiing sweaters.
Not bad. Oh, not bad, he says. And what are you giving them? Oh, I hadn't thought about it.
Ross, it's their 20th anniversary.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Ross, you are giving your parents a present.
I guess so. Another clay ashtray, I suppose. I always say it isn't the gift, it's the thought that counts.
How about that tatty-tot? Perhaps Ross doesn't have any money to spend, Patty.
You mean he doesn't have any feeling?
Now, Patty. Never mind now, Patty. I'd get my parents a special anniversary gift if I had to beg, borrow, or steal.
Evening, darling.
Oh, hello, dear. What kept you so late? I was getting worried.
Anniversary plans. Nat, I managed to book us into the same cabin at Lake George that we spent our honeymoon in.
And they say men aren't sentimental.
Well, it was a rather special occasion. Been the best 20 years of my life.
It's been a wonderful marriage.
I'm glad you asked me.
So am I.
Hey, where are the kids?
Well, Patty's upstairs knitting us an anniversary surprise. Matched skiing sweaters.
Good. And I presume our son is fashioning another one of his famous clay ashtrays.
Probably.
I know it's the thought that counts, but why does he always think of ashtrays?
As a matter of fact, he hasn't said a word about our anniversary. Usually by this time, he comes hinting around to make sure of the exact date.
You don't suppose he's forgotten?
Oh, dear, I hope not.
Well, he'd feel terrible if it turned out he had, especially this year.
Maybe we should drop a hint.
Good idea. Give him a chance to dig up some clay. Ross!
Yes, Dad?
Ross, would you come down here for a minute?
Sure.
Now make it casual.
Oh, don't worry. I'm an old hand at this.
Hi, Dad.
Evening, son. Did I interrupt your homework?
Yeah, thanks. What's up?
Ross, I was wondering if you'd seen my road maps anywhere. I'm looking for the one that shows the route to Lake George.
They should be up here. Yep, here they are, right where they always are.
Thanks, son. Well, might as well start mapping out the route, huh?
I guess so.
Your mother and I are planning to go up to Lake George, you know.
Have a good time.
For a weekend. The 14th.
Sounds great.
The 14th is a special day. Do you happen to know what day that is, Ross?
14th. It's a Friday.
It's a very special Friday this year, though.
You're telling me. You mean you knew? Sure. It's Yogi Berra's birthday.
Yogi Berra? I did everything but hit him over the head.
One good thing. No clay ashtrays this year.
Well, you must be expecting something real special, Ross.
I sure am.
What is it, a love letter, or did you enter the Irish sweepstakes?
No, you see, Ross sent the snapshot up. Ouch!
I'm sorry, Ross. There's nothing for you today. Just a couple of bills and a letter for your sister.
My sister? It's from the New York Metropolitan. Here, hold these. What's it say? Dear Miss Lane, congratulations. You have been picked as a finalist in our Beautiful Teens contest. Yippee! Wow, you did it! Yeah, but listen to this. The winning contestant will be selected on the basis of both appearance and talent. We request that you appear in our audition hall Saturday the 8th at 1 p.m. to compete against the other finalists by demonstrating the special abilities mentioned in your biography. What does all that mean, Ross? It means we're dead. Why? Can't you ask Patty to go to the audition? Nick, it's obvious you're an only child. She'd never do it. After all, it's to help get a swell present for your folks. Nick, you've got it. That's the angle. After all, they're Patty's folks, too. How can she say no? She can't. Blood's thicker than water. And when the chips are down and Patty knows her kid brother's in a spot, you know what she'll say? She'll say, Blake, aw. But gee, they've already picked you for the finals. All you have to do is go down there, smile, and pick up the TV set. What do you say?
No, twist that around.
Is that your final word?
By no means. I haven't started to say what a depraved, deceitful, wicked little monster I think you are.
Ross only wanted to surprise your mother and father with a nice present, Patty.
Oh, so did I, by kneading my fingers to the bone on this sweater.
Gee, it looks beautiful. Out. But
out.
G-E-T.
Out.
Beautiful teens contest. Too bad they're not picking the juvenile delinquent of the year.
Patty, I don't say Ross should have done this, but at least he did it for a good cause. When I think of how he snaked me into posing, I want to show the kids at school what a beautiful sister I have.
He must believe that. He entered you in the contest. What could he do? I'm the only sister he's got. It's very important for Ross to give your parents something special this year. And you're the only one who can help him do it.
But he had no right to enter me.
All he wants you to do is go down and see the judges. That's not so much to ask, is it? I knew he had an angle. He's a pretty smart little monster. Then you'll do it? I guess so. It would be nice for him to give the TV set to the folks. Good girl. I'll go break the news to Mighty Mouse.
I just realized something.
What?
I could be Miss Teen.
I don't care what they say. Blood is thinner than water.
I can't understand you. Why won't Patty help you get a TV set for your folks?
Oh, she got mad because I entered her in the contest without telling her.
She's got a point.
Yeah, on the top of her head. Hi, Patty. Ross? It's pretty pitiful. Forget the ashtray. I'll help you get the TV set. You will? Did I tell you she was the greatest sister in the whole world? I heard. Blood is thinner than water. It's all right. Now, exactly what does old Pointy Head have to do? Just drop down there Saturday and have them look at you. Once they see how pretty you are, we just pick up the TV set and leave. You get a big cup, too. I don't know whether you're the world's greatest optimist or I'm the world's greatest idiot. But let's try it.
Ross, why didn't you tell her that she has to sing opera and dance and speak foreign
Because if I
languages?
told her, then she'd never go down there.
What happens when they ask her for a sample?
You know your problem, Nick? You're a worrier. You're fireless. Come on. Excuse me. Sir, my name is Patty Lane. I'm here from...
Lane? Take dressing room 3. We'll call you.
Holy moly, what's all that? Come on, let's get to the dressing room. How do I look?
Just fine, Patty.
Yeah, especially considering you have this terrible cold. I don't have a cold. Well, if you did have, and somebody asked you to sing or dance, it'd be a good excuse not to, wouldn't it? What are you talking about?
Miss Patty Lane, on stage, please.
You're on, Patty. Good luck.
Yeah, remember your cold.
Ross, if there's something you haven't told me, you better tell me now.
Miss Patty Lane, on stage, please.
Well? Is there?
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks. Ross, you haven't done it again, have you?
I sure hope not.
Miss Patty Lane?
Yes, sir.
Well, we've all been looking forward to meeting you.
Oh, thank you.
It isn't often you run across so much talent in one person.
Oh, I'm just an ordinary teenage girl.
Your modesty is refreshing.
Oh, a lot to be modest about.
Well, with your background, it's understandable. How's your father?
Papa? He's fine.
Good, good. Does he still fly?
He flew to Pittsburgh last month.
I only wish he could have been here today with your mother, the Baroness.
My mother, the Baroness?
Oh, well, I imagine she doesn't use her title in this country.
No.
Well, what are you going to sing for us?
Me? Sing?
I gather from your biography you have quite a remarkable repertoire. Would you like to start off with an American song?
Okay. Do you know, Tell Me Mama, key of, E? Tell me, Mama, what to do if a boy makes eyes at you. Tell me, Mama, what to say when he looks at me that way. Should I let him hold my hand? Tell him that I think he's grand. Tell me, Mama, tell me, Mama, tell me what to do. I don't know what I should do, 'cause I've been taught by the golden rule. If he wants to be my steady beau, should I go and play it cool? Tell me, Mama, if it's nice. Do you know I need your advice? Tell me, Mama, it's okay if he wants to see me every day. Should I let him know I care? Do you think I should beware? Tell me, Mama, tell me, Mama, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Excellent, Patty, excellent.
Thank you. Well, bye.
Oh, could we hear something operatic now?
Operatic?
Yes, in your biography, you mentioned you also sing arias.
Oh, arias. I need a drink of water. All right, what did you tell them about me?
That you could sing a little. I had to make you sound glamorous.
Well, I'm not, and I can't sing opera.
Well, how was I supposed to know they'd ask you? What are we going to do?
Kathy, you can sing an aria. I can, but You talked me into helping, a little monster. Now you get ready, fix your hair like mine, and go out there and sing.
I'll wait outside.
Bravo, Patty.
Thanks.
Well, after all that, do you still have enough energy to dance for us?
Dance?
Yes. How about showing us how well you tap dance?
But, yes, sir. As soon as I get a drink of water. Are we in? I don't know. How well do you tap dance?
Wonderful, wonderful, Patty.
It was nothing.
And now if you'll just say a few lines to us.
Sure.
In Italian, French, and Spanish.
I need another drink of water. French. C'est gentil de votre part m'avoir invité aujourd'hui. Italian. Tutti quanti otro stato molto gracioso a me. E in conclusione, Spanish. Quisiera decir solo esto. Espero ganar. Gracias.
Hey, listen to that applause. I'm really talented. Well, we did it. Yeah, we did it. We really fooled them.
They never suspected a thing.
They'll deliver the TV set tomorrow and you can give it to the folks. Hey, they're going to ask where I got it.
We'll think of something. The important thing is for them not to find out how we got it.
Oh, hello, children. I didn't hear you come in.
Where'd you get that?
We stole it.
You what?
That's right, Aunt Natalie.
It wasn't their fault. I was the mastermind.
Maybe you better begin at the beginning.
It all started about 20 years ago when you and Mom got married. And then Kathy said arrivederci, and they gave her the cup. And tomorrow they're delivering the TV set. They said Patty had enough talent to be two people.
And you did all this just to buy us an anniversary present?
It isn't any anniversary, Mom. It's your 20th. You and Dad have been so great to us. I couldn't see myself sticking you with another of those rotten clay ashtrays.
We love those rotten clay ashtrays, son.
I'm sorry, Papa. I really goofed.
By accepting that cup, you cheated the real winner out of it.
I know. But it isn't too late. I'm going to go down there and give them their cup back. I'll go with you.
Me too. I want to see their faces.
Maybe they'll give the TV set to the girl who won second prize.
Yeah, she was loaded with talent.
And there was only one of her.
Yeah.
I know it's not your fault, Cuz. But sometimes I think life would be a lot easier if there was only one of me. But a lot less fun. Let's go.
Take care of yourself. And please, don't give Mrs. Gordon a hard time.
We won't.
We'll see you Monday.
Goodbye, Kathy. Thanks again. The gloves are lovely.
Thanks for the sweaters, Patty. We love them. And, son, it was your finest ashtray.
Thanks. You realize it was a last-minute job.
Yeah, we realize. Well, goodbye, all.
Goodbye, darling.
Have
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
We'll call tonight.
Bye. You know, I don't care if they are my parents. They're the end. Yeah. Patty, can you play the tuba? No. Why? I'll bet you could if you tried. Ross? Well, there's this contest for girl tuba players, and I was thinking...
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of